Hello and welcome to Knit Sip Happy. My name is Nancy. I'm coming to you from Moncton, New Brunswick on the east coast of Canada, and today I am on water. There is no wine today because it is early. I have a staff member that is potentially calling in sick today, and I wanted to get this done so I can edit and get it uploaded so I can announce the winner of the giveaway and talk a little December Advent plans. We are at the very end of November. You will see this on Wednesday, November 30th. And I had so much to talk about last time on that super long rambly episode. Thank you everybody for commenting and tuning in and hanging out with me and getting lots of gift knitting done while you were while I was rambling on. Yes, so we're going to do the giveaway a little later, announce the giveaway, and I am going to show you a little bit of what I got done this week. Even though it's only been a few days, I had some goals in mind. Again, trying to clear those needles, getting ready for all of the fun December knitting. So we'll start with that. I showed you a couple pictures at the beginning of the last episode and realized I forgot to show you this in person. I had to get it back from Deborah Yarn Indulgences. I had mentioned in episode 7 that I had test knit Crystal Fantasy shawl for Hohi Locatelli. And we were going out to take pictures in Bucktouche that afternoon. We did. I had inserted them at the beginning of episode 8 because I didn't actually have the shawl. So I saw Deborah on the weekend and I grabbed the shawl back from her. So this is using Deborah's sock marl in Jam and Toast, and then the pink, the light kind of dusty pink in between, I guess, in this lace section here is merino cashmere silk in Faith Rose. So you will, if you see Deborah out and about, you will see this as a booth sample. The sock marl with that little shot of black running through it made this a really fun knit, and it was super interesting to see the way that it worked up. Crystal Fantasy, Hohi Locatelli yarns by Yarn Indulgences. And while I'm here, I can give you a gratuitous boob yoke shot. This is my mid-coast. I test knit this for Jennifer Steingass in 2019. It has turned into a little bigger, cozier sweater than it was meant for because I've lost weight since then. But I'm having, hopefully I'm having a comfy at home day today, making a big pot of like a pork goulash stew to have on some mashed potatoes tonight, and then freeze the rest. So we've got some emergency meals through December. Anyway, I'm channeling the cozy vibes, hoping I do not have to go into work today. All right. I did get some knitting done this week, so I'm going to show you that first, and then we will hop into December shenanigans. First thing in this gorgeous Christmas bag, I didn't touch this. I kitted this up after I spoke to you guys thinking, oh, I would have time. The Every Which Way cowl, I thought I could squeeze one or more of those in with this as the main color and my crazy Handspun as the contrast. No, didn't have time. I'd forgotten I was out at a wreath making workshop on Sunday with my two lovely staff members. I will insert some footage of that at the end if you're feeling festive. We built wreaths from scratch, made these little 12 bundles of greens, and then the lady who was running the workshop had this machine and clamped them onto a wreath, and then we got to decorate them. So that'll be at the end for some festive shenanigans. But that was Sunday afternoon and I didn't get as much knitting time. What I did, oh, did that knock the, sorry. What I did do, I have heard that one of my cousins is expecting a baby boy, and I wanted to knit something fun. And I've heard such amazing things about the beloved bonnet. So this is the Beloved Bonnet by Tin Can Knits. I haven't woven in the ends yet. Just knit in a superwash DK out of my stash. It's kind of a gradient vibe. Do I have the tag? Yes, I do. Merino 125, and the color is blotched, but it looks like 2187, 2181. Anyway, this can be machine washed. I did the second size. I didn't want to do the newborn size because you never know with the size of babies' heads. However, this does look quite big. To be honest, I did not measure gauge. It'll fit the baby eventually. So yeah, this was a great pattern. I'm tempted to just grab some more yarn out of my stash, size down the needles, and do the smaller size. You start at one end of the I-cord, work all the way up with increases and short rows, and then you turn the corner, and then your more short rows and decreases, and end with the other I-cord. It's brilliant. I will definitely be knitting more of these. I also was looking at Harvest cardigan by Tin Can Knits. And I may add that to my December plans because baby knits are kind of fun and cute. I don't classify that as gift knitting. I'm just splitting hairs now, making excuses, because I really think I want to knit a baby cardigan. And that I would probably do the newborn size just to get it done and done. So that's one finished thing. The other is a couple of little finished projects. I showed you last time I picked up some Pima cotton to knit some knitted knockers. And I did. I wound up the cotton, and I have two completed. There's one and two. This was my first one. I think the nipple is a little perky. I think I need to stitch that bad boy down a little more. I did a little bit better on the second one. So this is a free pattern that you get when you buy the cotton, or you can get it on knittedknockers.ca, knittedknockerscanada.ca. I'll link it below. Yeah, so you're casting on at this I-cord nipple and then increasing all the way out, a couple purl rows to turn it, and then knitting the back that touches the body. Lovely and smooth and soft. So I have finished two, and I have a third one on the needles. And boy, I haven't worked on DPNs in quite a while. And these were the only DPNs I had in the right size. So they're heavy old metal ones, and that cast on is a little bit fiddly. There's the start of it there. You start with, like the Beloved Bonnet, start with the I-cord and then build up from there. So I have a third one on. It says you'll get 5 out of the 100-gram skein of the Pima cotton. So I can see I'll probably pick up another skein and making an even number. I'll probably, if I can get 5, I'll do another 5 and make 10, and then I'll send them off. I did the C size. They say that B and C are the most popular. So I did B and C. I thought I would do some C's because it's similar to my boobs. I don't know why that makes a difference and why I feel the need to share. Moving on. Sorry, I just saw a text from my staff member. It looks like she's excited to get out of the sick house. She's still feeling fine, so I think I'm good to go. Yay! I can stay in my comfy sweater and my comfy fleecy pants. I'm not gonna stand up and show you my bottom half today at all because I am in fleecy, comfy pants with the hope that I was staying home. Okay. I did a few rows on my Cargill cowl, but again, the reality of that is I don't think this is a gift knit for this year. If I want to work on it in December, I will. And that was being done in the Holst Coast and Titicaca held together. I showed you that in episode 8. A new cast on and a finished object. a half finished object. It's a sock. My daughter's partner, we were visiting them a week and a half ago, and he loves his hand knitted socks. He's always wearing his hand knitted socks, and I had a cranked pair for him, an afterthought pair that I had just put the heels and toes and cuffs on. And somehow it didn't feel, everybody else has hand knitted socks from me. Two of them have one of my patterns knit up. My daughter's just gotten a pair of knit earlier in there. Anyway, I felt bad that Rob had a cranked pair and not a hand knit pair when he so loves wearing hand knit socks. So I dug into my knit pick stash that's good for being treated badly, and I knit this. So this is my Sliptastic sock, which is knit on DK in the pattern. This is fingering. And I just adjusted the numbers. If you're comfortable knitting socks at all, the Sliptastic is a 4-stitch repeat on the color band, so it's so easy to insert into any number. This is actually a 68 stitch. 64 is too small for him when I hand knit them, and 72 is too big. So this is a 68 stitch sock. I didn't do the texture pattern on the body of the sock. Sliptastic is my new DK pattern, and it has a texture pattern on the body. This fingering yarn from Knit Picks is so busy, I just didn't see the point of doing it. And I'm also in a bit of a race with time trying to get this done before my self-imposed deadline. So I have one sock done, and in my Paradise Island sheet bag, I've got the second sock. I'm doing this on 9-inch circulars because it's fast for me to do that, especially just with the straight knitting. So I have worked down the leg, turned the heel, and right now I'm doing the gusset decreases and heading down the foot. So I anticipate getting this done in time. Well, it'll definitely be done in time for Christmas. It'll be done in time for December 1st with my no gift knitting rule that I have, that I only knit, not what I want, not selfish, but I'm knitting things. I've kind of saved up projects and I've got plans. That's coming next. So this is this pair, sock number 2 for a pair for Rob for Christmas, because he's very knit-worthy, that young man. So another thing I thought I would show you, to gift socks. One of my favorite little packaging ideas is at the dollar store, you can get these like takeout style boxes. Super cute. And they fit a pair of socks perfectly. So run to the dollar store and find yourself some cute little Chinese takeout boxes of whatever decor you like, and pop your socks or your mittens or hats. Little small single skein projects or half skein projects work perfectly in these little boxes. So I thought I would share. What are the chances this will be my thumbnail? I'm doing this. All right. I have a lovely coconut lime candle burning behind me, and it smells a little tropical and lovely on this cold. It's very sunny, but it's very cold today, hence the cozy sweater. Okay, so that's what I've been knitting this week. So we're going to move on. I'm just going to quick insert while I'm Sliptastic socks. This is my sample pair, and this is another sample pair I had done holding fingering weight double, finished now. So the pattern has been released. You're going to see this podcast on Wednesday, November 30th. Wednesday, November 30th is the last day that I'm donating all of the funds, all of the proceeds from this sock pattern is being donated to my local food bank, Food Depot Alimentaire in Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm up just over $300 at this point, which is awesome. Thank you so much to everybody who's already bought the pattern. I'll be donating an amount as well, but if anybody hasn't got the pattern who would like it, Sliptastic DK socks, they will be linked down below. Thank you. All right, December plans. Christmas sometimes for me is a bit of a struggle. I've worked in retail a lot of years and I had some bad years in retail. So Christmas music sometimes a bit iffy for me. Give me all the Dean Martin, the Frank Sinatra, the old Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole. I'm totally a traditional oldie fashionedy Christmas music fan. Because I can't be doing Justin Bieber and, Jessica Simpson, and I'm a traditionalist. So my Christmas tends to be, I love the old fashioned vibe. I'm less red green. I'm more blue silver. Do you care? Sorry. Just the way I'm feeling going into Christmas, we've decided we are not putting up our Christmas tree this year. Again, we are hosting Christmas this year for our 2 kids and their partners and their dogs. Their dogs don't see each other very often, and when they get together, they are lunatics. And I cannot spend 2, 3, 4 days with these dogs, having to yell at these dogs and being stressed out that they're going to knock the tree over or damage something. And I live in a 70s split entry and the living room isn't huge. And I just want it to be comfortable for everybody to be able to sit and relax and drink and shenanigans and play games and not be stressed out over what other dogs are doing. So I will put up lots of twinkly lights and there'll be garland and tinsel and all kinds of stuff hung up in high places. But we are not putting up our tree this year. So there will be no pretty tree pictures. I'm going to have to live vicariously from memories on Facebook or Google. Okay, enough. I have down beside me, I've pulled some things for knitting plans. I have 2 advent calendars. And one of them I'm going to knit right away every day. I haven't seen this in this brown paper bag. I obviously haven't wound it. This is Area 51, Tea with the Bridgertons. It's a 24 stripe sock set that I need to wind up. It's got contrasting yarn for heels and toes and cuffs. I'll probably just do heels and toes. I will probably knit these toe up 2 at a time so I can, I'll cast on the toes and then I'll do the first stripe, excuse me, on Thursday. And then every day afterwards, I will do a stripe. I don't know if I'm going to do a pattern or not. I probably will just do these vanilla and let the striping sequence speak for itself. I haven't seen this yet. I'd ordered 3 of these, 2 for a couple of knitting friends, and they just came loose. And I kind of knew this ahead of time from somebody else who'd ordered one and told me that it wasn't wrapped up inside. So I had my husband open up the package and put all 3 sock sets into brown paper bags so we couldn't see them. So I still haven't seen this. I will have to look at it tomorrow probably to wind it up, or tonight to wind it up. I don't know. But Tea with the Bridgertons, I've heard it's gorgeous. Can't wait. This will be a stripe a day project for me during the month of December. The other advent that I ordered is in this box. I ordered Comfy Cozy Knits Advent. It's a 20-gram set. Take the lid off. So it is numbered boxes in there. So fun. And I can see saving these boxes and being able to reuse them other years, either to make a set for a friend or yeah, I will definitely recycle these bottle boxes and use them again. I should mention my husband is home and bashing and banging and in and out of doors, and I can hear him banging. I don't know if you can. So if you're hearing something over your earbuds or over your speakers, it's my husband, not yours. So I bought this advent because the inspiration picture that I will find and I'll put up here was so my jam, with the colors, with the kind of purples and greens and blues, and yeah. So that's why I chose this advent this year. I'm just going to put it down before I end up dropping it. There. Yeah, I chose this one because the colors were stellar and I'm super excited. I am going to do this Advent a little differently. I'm just going to open it up every day and then put the yarn back in the little boxes. I don't want to knit a blanket with it. I don't want it as a shawl. I think I want to knit a stripy sweater, but that's going to mean yarn planning. I don't want to just, I'm not reckless. I can't just, yes, I'll knit day 1 for this and day 2 and just work all the way around. I may need to play around with the colors a little bit, and I can't do that till I've opened all of them. So the plan is I'm going to open all of them daily, put them back in the box, and then start planning. So I'm either looking at the Andrea Mowry stripes, or there's another one by Suvi. I'll put pictures and links for both of those. So I'm looking at doing something like that, whether I use a neutral color and stripe in between, or just go right in. I was thinking getting a pale gray or something and then doing like half size stripes or just like a thin pinstripe in between to separate it so it's not so crazy. Don't know. Thoughts. So those are the 2 Advents I'm opening this year. What I'm going to knit on during Advent this year is I've got a couple of blanket projects in mind. Well, one of them is already on the needles, and I showed you. So my Sweet Skein of Mine Advent from last year, I still have quite a bit left to knit on that. So my thought process is that, and I'm knitting the, slow down, Nance. All right, I'm knitting the Jelly Roll blanket with Knit Picks Stroll Dove Heather as the plain gray in between all of the fun colors. So this is going to be my blanket project for December. I'm going to keep on working with this. I still got lots of yarn in there, and if I could make some serious headway on this over the month of December, I would like to knit 1 gray one and 1 colored one every day. That's 10 grams. About 10 grams is what it works out to be. So I think that's definitely doable. So that's the goal for that one. And the yarns are already balled up, so I don't have to do any of that. They're all in their numbered little bags, so I'm ready to go with that. I can start that whenever. The other thing I wanted to do is 2, 3 Christmases ago, I can't remember, I got a Fibre Advent calendar from, I don't remember. If I think about it or can find it, I'll put it on the screen. It was 10 grams of fiber. I can't remember. Anyway, it was little bumps of fiber in little boxes that I opened up, and I just spun it end to end. And then I've plied it with plain white mohair. So I've got a lot of marling going on. Which I already kind of have. Anyway, so this is what I've done. And it's been sitting there. And I think I want to do a crochet corner to corner blanket. I just weighed all this morning because I couldn't remember. I've got 490 grams of yarn here. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a corner to corner crochet blanket on a fairly decent size hook because the yarn is quite foofy. So as I said, I just spun my singles, and then in January I plied it with plain white mohair, which was kind of fun. So I've got 3 skeins and then this little leftover that I just couldn't fit on. I just couldn't squeeze it on these bobbins. So corner to corner crochet blanket. It's going to be a little crazy and bananas, scrappy without having to tie in too many ends. Fabulous. And then the other thing, I wasn't sure if 500 grams was going to be enough. Is 500 grams going to be enough? Can you make a decent sized blanket? Basically, with a corner to corner, I'm going to start. You start with a little cluster, and then you go out like that. So basically, when I get halfway through my yarn, I have to start decreasing and go down. So I'm not sure. The other option I have, and I'm not sure if I can incorporate this, this was a Fibre, there's my hair. This was a Fibre advent calendar gifted to me last year from Deborah of Yarn Indulgences. And I've got 125 grams. This I chain plied. So this is a 3-ply chain ply to try and make it less crazy. I don't know if I succeeded. So it's going to come up like a little self-striping. And I was wondering if I could incorporate this in with this for this corner to corner blanket. The yarn thickness is similar. This is probably a little bit heavier because this has the mohair in it, so it's not quite as dense. This 3-ply chain ply is yeah, it's yeah. And I'm just wondering if there's any way I can incorporate that into this blanket without it looking super crazy. So yeah, it looks like I've got 125 grams in this one. And this one, I can't read my handwriting. It's very helpful, isn't it? 135 grams in this one. So I'm going to start with the mohair and see how it kind of crochets up, I guess. I don't really want a ton of ends to weave in, so I don't really want to, you know, cut and snip this and put this in stripes. Thoughts? Let me know below. Yeah, don't know. So that's another thought I'm having, but this is definitely happening, and I'll work on this daily. No goals in mind, but just a nice comfort, brainless, corner to corner. That's that. The other things I'm thinking, I have this Handspun sock yarn that I would like to knit up into a pair of socks over the month of December. There's a knit along that I kind of said I would take part in to spin and knit a pair of socks from scratch. Oh my, you'd think with spinning that I'd be better at doing this. Anyway, so this is a 80/20 merino, superwash merino nylon fiber that I've spun into a 3-ply sock yarn. I will knit some sort of pattern on that because I can only be doing one vanilla sock at a time. Vanilla bores me to tears. That 9-inch circular sock I'm knitting for my daughter's partner, Rob, I end up putting it down so often because I'm just doing vanilla on the body of the sock. I keep putting it down. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Ravelry, I'm just distracted. The vanilla sock just isn't enough to keep me engaged. So this is going to have a pattern of some sort on it. And then I still have, if you tuned in way back in the beginning, when I was getting ready to go to Quebec, I was optimistically packing way too much knitting, and this Handspun came with me in case I needed knitting. Obviously, there's no needles attached. I did not need knitting. This is also the 80/20 superwash merino nylon from Yarn Indulgences that I spun up in the spring. I'd like to do something with that as well, and that's in this beautiful hand-woven project bag from what Viv does on Instagram. I will link her below. I just saw that she has some beautiful woven tea towels that she is selling on her secondary Instagram page. I will have it on screen and I will link it below. But yes, so 2 hand-spun socks. We'll see. I haven't thought about a Christmas Eve cast on yet, whether I would do one of these as a Christmas Eve cast on. I think maybe not. I've got a new pattern coming out before Christmas, and I'll probably end up doing that and knit along. I'm hoping everybody's going to knit along with me for the Let's Stay Home socks. They're in testing. I didn't bring them. I'm not going to show them. And then the other big project that I have, I'm just trying to wrangle, is my ranunculus in the unspun yarn. So I have 5 balls here. I will insert a couple pictures from yesterday. I separated out the 5 strands I used Sophie from Cozy Meadow Knits. Her method, she was saying that she had just walked it down the hallway and then taken each individual ball and wound it up as she walked up the hallway. So that's exactly what I did. I went back and forth and back and forth. I probably got quite a few extra steps in yesterday, which isn't a bad thing, but I now have 5 balls of this Briggs and Little Roving ready to go. I was really impressed that this, I was worried it was going to come apart quite easily. I'm just going to put this down. Balls are flying. I was worried it was going to pull apart quite easily while I was winding it, and it didn't. I didn't have a single break, which makes me think that the knitting process is going to be quite easy. I will be holding it with this Kid Silk mohair. Color 01, just a nice creamy natural shade. I think I'm going to have tons of yardage. I may have enough left over. You know, I was looking at this yesterday thinking, ooh, if I have so much left, wouldn't it be awesome with a colored mohair or Surrey alpaca? Ranunculus part 2. So we'll see how much is left when I'm done and how I enjoy the knitting process. But the winding was a little bit tedious yesterday, but not too bad. So this is going to be a winter white ranunculus that is going to be knit in December. So that is it. That is the formal December plans. I'm busy up until Christmas. It's pretty busy in our store, in our business. But between Christmas and New Year's, Twixtmas, we are closed. So I finish work at 2 p.m. on the 24th, and I don't go back to work until January 5th, I think, 4th or 5th. So I have a beautiful long break. So I will be knitting like a thing possessed. The few days when the family's around, we'll be playing lots of games and hanging out and watching movies. So I'll be knitting smaller projects for that. But yeah, those are my plans. Where are my notes? Hang on. Yes. Yay. I got everything on my list. I'm looking at my time. I did it all in one shot in about a little over half an hour. So by the time I put a little bit of footage in, and at the beginning and the end will be about 40 minutes. Yippee. Better than the epic. Oh, good Lord. You know what's not on my list and I almost said goodbye and forgot about? The giveaway. Oh, dear. Today I'll go with the excuse that it's early. It's early. So, at the beginning of the video, there'll be a little bit of footage. I just switched my dining room mantle dresser over. I got rid of all of the pumpkin, Thanksgiving-y, cross stitches, seasonal bits and bobs, and I put up my Christmas bits and bobs. So there's just a little bit of stitching to show you at the beginning. And then at the end, I'll show you the wreath making that we did on Sunday that was fabulous. Okay, so giveaway. It is this sweet skein of mine BFL sock in the Holidays colorway, and the Dodo Leathercraft knitter bracelet is the prize. I want to thank everybody. So if you get this bracelet, these letters sometimes kind of shift around. You just have to shift them back. So nice knitter leather cuff. Okay, so that's the prize. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I had a lot of fun reading the comments. Excuse me. I got a whole bunch of new project ideas that I looked at on Ravelry. You were letting me know what you were knitting on, what you were drinking. Lovely, kind words. Thank you so much. I thought after I started answering them, oops, I probably shouldn't have answered them. I may throw the random number generator off. If the random number generator picks one of my comments, I will just do it again. Truth be told, I haven't done the draw yet because it is only the 29th of November and I wanted it to run until midnight tonight. So I'm going to insert a screenshot of the random number generator and put the name congratulations. I don't know who you are yet, but I don't know if I'm knitting for you, if it's the yarn. Most people just wanted the yarn, which was fun. But there were some takers for the socks who are not sock knitters, and I totally here for that. So yarn bracelet will be coming to this lucky winner. Congratulations. Thank you everybody for playing along. As far as recording here on out, I don't know if I'll record in December until after Christmas. I'm going to have to see how my schedule is. If I have time and I'm making fun progress, I might just do a quick little hop on. Definitely not doing Vlogmas. I will be watching all the Vlogmases. And if you have good suggestions for Vlogmas that I may not have heard of, let me know. I like to watch a lot of British Vlogmases because I spent my early years in England. So there's a lot of traditions, comfort foods. Anyway, I love watching the British vlogs quite a lot. And anyway, now I'm starting to ramble. I will see you when I see you. I don't know when that will be. It will be in December, and I'll be able to show you some progress on what I've been doing. Hang out on Instagram with me as well. I always have lots of pictures and videos and stuff there showing you what I'm doing as well. Thanks for being here, friends. Take care. Happy knitting.